Very good morning, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of She for Her podcast for Kanyathon 2023. Today we have our guest Teju Nageswari, ma'am. Now, ma'am is a TEDx speaker, a best-selling author, and she's also the founder and CEO of NSMILES.com. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaskara ellarku.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I was scrolling through your profile, and one thing that I found very interesting was that you switched from the IT sector to the area of mindfulness. So, could you tell me how and why did you make that shift?
Well, I was working in multiple corporates, along with me having a personal family person who is going through mental illnesses. I saw that many of the people who were working and then we were having luncheons during our lunch breaks. Most of us were discussing about how a lot of problems, adjustment problems at home or fights or some kind of concerns where we didn't have any place where we could get some help or find solutions on how we could get over it.
Yes.
So then I thought probably to manage my family I did psychology to start with because I'm a very kind person, so I thought, okay, let me first understand why, because they do have mental illnesses. So
yes.
and then after I did my psychology and then I did multiple other courses and stuff, it comes to a place where probably I felt my technology background and the psychology expertise would be a very good combination to bring a lot of happiness to the world.
Okay.
So that's when I did that shift. I thought I'll do a pilot and I created an app called Happy Being. And overnight it has got more than 1.5 lakh installs with a lot of 5-star ratings, and it was way back 2014. That gave me a thing that people might need this kind of help. Then I thought, okay, I thought first it is a fluke. We'll feel underconfident about ourselves, right? Like first time, and I'm no big expert then. How come these many downloads and installs? So I thought, okay, let me do a version 2 of it. And again, with zero marketing, I got another 40k installs. And then I was like, there's something here. So let me do during those days, I did diploma. I didn't do any professionally psychology courses. So after I found it, I thought, okay, I'll get a lot of help because my passion is about self-care. So once you see deviancy model is that when you have distress, you go and meet a counselor or something like that.
Yes.
But mental health is an area where anybody during any point of time, there are a lot of times life will never be like a straight line, right? It'll all be like a sine curve. It'll be like ups and downs will be there. And then we don't have tools to manage ourselves. Neither we've been taught at schools, neither we've been taught at elsewhere. So, but we expect things magically to come around when, stay calm, be positive. These are the quotes, but how is something which is missing? And then I thought probably that's my area of expertise as I discovered. So from there, the journey started towards building tools, and very interestingly, in those lakhs and lakhs of installs, nothing from India, zero.
Okay.
So that bad is the, awareness about self-care in India, or towards building self-tools, an emotional kit we call. So whenever you have certain things, how you can manage well to perform to your best potential. So all of that is a very, very new concept even today in India. So that's my journey. So I thought I should build those tools.
Oh, wow, that's
so
wonderful.
I'm in that process.
So from what you said, you found certain issues, you picked that up, you built on that, and then you slowly started integrated the whole wellness thing with your technology background. That's wonderful, ma'am. So from all this, I can also garner that you are an entrepreneur of your own standing, and that with the company that you've built, I'm pretty sure you've had certain challenges too with how, especially with, now that women entrepreneurs are also coming up, you would have faced a certain set of challenges of your own. And how did you integrate the whole wellness and the mindfulness thing while you were building your son? What principles did you use to keep yourself motivated to build your company, ma'am?
See, firstly, the reason why I became an entrepreneur is because I wanted to do something to build tools for country. So there's a time when I had these many installs and stuff. There were a lot of companies like VC companies who approached and said, you may want to do it for India where you have zero income, zero money.
Yeah.
And if you go the same thing when you go to the US, you might become a billionaire or a millionaire, and we would also like to fund. So the choice is between you want to do something for India or you want to make money.
Money, okay.
So, but my passion was to do something for our country
Okay.
and our society. So I choose the later. So the reason why we become an entrepreneur plays an important role in making those decisions. And all the VCs who approached me said, Teju, you're gonna have a real bumpy ride, you're gonna be that. And then I said, I was like young, right? I was like, it's okay. I didn't know what that bumpy ride would mean, but then it was really a big, it was like that kind of thing on a rural India kind of road. But then the gratification would be that I created certain inventories where none of them in India has done so far. And with my surveys I created for students or adults, I could come to 99% of what their concerns are, not necessarily touching on do you have bipolar or depression. We are not looking at that. We are looking at prevention.
Okay.
Because once you know where the child or where a person is struggling, what could be the underlying reasons behind that, it's very easy to come up. So I could definitely say that from that time I started to now build so many tools like that. I created curriculums which is adopted by government of Karnataka. More than 3-4 lakh students have benefited out of it. They're building their tools. It's integrated into their systems. And now I've developed another curriculum which is integrated with students of current, like your college and other colleges like Ramaya and JSS kind of colleges, where we are in that era where every student will know how to handle themselves and perform to their best potential. And in this journey, yes, there will be definitely a lot of ups and downs, right? Because neither the investment body is very pro for research, neither we have that ecosystem that encourages social entrepreneurs to have a free reign on resources to do their studies at then. So it's been probably a very tough journey. But then the passion where I choose to be this because I want to do something. My magic number I always have is that 5 crore Indians, the happiness index getting one level up, and then the smiles I see when I meet children, I meet adults, and then the kind of pump up they get when they listen to me and they talk to me and stuff. Those are all those, like how you have these kind of things like to say how good your college is. So I have certain places in my laptop or the place I see, which is those invisible kids' faces, invisible parents and invisible people of Indian who always are in distress and looking, and then they do here and they learn to develop themselves. Because I know how depression feels. I've been depressed because of my family, and then I came out. But not everybody can be as strong as me, right?
Yeah,
so they just go into an abyss. So I want them to come up, and I believe that if we, at the right point of time, provide them that you could do this, not necessarily counseling, but even if I can help myself do certain practices like mindfulness or some practices, that itself can bring back my lost productivity with hopelessness to complete hope and being my best self. That would be something which would be interesting, right? So that thought, that image I have created for myself. So far I've reached 5 lakh people.
Wow.
Huh? So from there, another 50, another 100, then I go talk, and then I'll reach another workshops. So slowly my number keeps increasing, and I'm like, one level up, one level. So that motivates me to keep going. And yeah, when I'm telling something about self-care, I should be first practicing it, right?
Yes.
If I myself is so unhappy and I'm like, oh man, so I've been so pathetic, I'm in a victim mode, boring kind of thing.
True.
I should be like a fighter who can do anything. So in this, I had multiple experiences. I worked with drug addicts, and we moved, like vaping is a big fashion in students, so we spoke about that. Then there were like serious cases where children were ported to Dubai and other countries, and I had to work in a spaces where we counsel them and integrated into, for like literally young girls being taken away from here to another country, and we counsel and bring back them into the real life and hardworking, like normal working instead of body selling kind of roles. I worked with transgenders on understanding how could we help them to be more self-reliant. Those LGBTQ plus communities who have no voice and they have a lot of shame for their identity preferences. And then there's like vast places I touch, right? So every place I touch, I ensure that smile kind of comes up. So that is like that there. So that gives me a lot of encouragement to keep moving. And yes, there are times when things have been so dark, so like blind, I can't go anymore. But then when they say no, pure kainat and that, probably. So that's really true. So when things really are pitch dark and when our mission is so strong, I think God has given me a lot of support in terms of my family, my husband, my kid, my own son. If he's been not studying, what will I tell for others? They're like, you take care of your own kid, they'll say, na. So he has never given me a reason to look after. So when I'm in slums and working with government students and in some places, he's always been a good kid. So like that, God gives us, and there are helping hands there, here. So now I'm in a better place, but I think the struggle times are over.
Okay.
But then I learned a lot, right? The Teju, which started 10 years, only had passion. But now, probably I'm a complete package. I learned a lot. I had video I was scared to even come in front of videos. So I learned to talk. I learned to do YouTube channeling. Then I learned to do many things, from technology to psychology to get to a place where I can design curriculums for a complete government is something which I would have not anticipated 10 years ago when I started. But I take full pride in doing it because I really work like a dog. So that's how it has been. So we need to be, when the passion comes, when the goal is really clear, keep going.
Keep going. That's a wonderful message that you've said, Yama, about passion and about working towards what you want and, pushing past boundaries no matter what stops you. In this you also mentioned how you build curriculum for the rural students and for even government students. Now we all know
Can
that.
I show that book? It would be helpful. I brought it because this is the book I designed.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This is one. Okay, so it has all these pictures and all this. So it's integrated for probably vocational program students and ITI diploma students, where we're given why do they have to do jobs? Why do they have to be self-sufficient? Why do they have to be self-independent? Since we are talking about girls, see, I'll ask them, okay, if you're a girl, do you want to rely on your mom, dad for your financial independence? No, right? We can also become financially independent. We can also take care of our brother, sister, mother, father. And when we get married, we don't want to ask our husbands to take care of our own parents, right? So as long as you have a dream to take care of yourself and you have a responsibility that I would want to take care of my parents, I would really advocate you to study. I don't say studying is the only way to become financially independent. Know your passion. So if you are somebody who likes stitching, you like tailoring, go for it, learn those skills and then build up a career out of it. If you are somebody who likes beauty, if you like understand what you like it, okay, what you like, what you love, and then what world likes to pay. It's called Ikigai framework. Have a look at it. Understand how you could bring out those hidden passions and talent behind you and be very independent, okay? Stand up on your feet and understand every minute you waste your time watching YouTube reels and those webtoons, and then that what is called what do you call them? Mangas and stuff, okay? And then these idols, K-pop, so understand that you're making them very rich, and then we are all wasting our time, okay? So try to always have our small time for ourselves to build our own stories, and then also we'll support our idols, okay? We'll not leave them, but small time for us also,
Ma'am, that was wonderful. You hit the nail with the hammer. It was perfect as to what we do sometimes.
Not sometimes, most of the times. Every student I say, they'll be on the mobile. What are you doing? Wait, ma'am, the release, one serial is coming. K-pop and Netflix.
Oh dear.
And then Discord. And then they're chatting on and on and on. Okay.
So you have your pulse on the youth. This is wonderful, ma'am. I mean, you're one of the few people who's actually mentioning Discord and other things. That's so
yeah,
cool.
Actually in my classes, when I take this student success program for students, we work on those only. Okay, there are the 4 problems with youth is suffering right now across. Okay, is that they don't have motivation. Firstly, so things will happen on their own. How? Let me know. I will also learn. Second thing is that they're so procrastinative. They want to do, okay, but they lost confidence, okay, that they could overcome those difficult subjects or some things which are having failures and disappointments. They hide behind these virtual systems. I don't have a problem if you watch videos, okay. I do even follow. I'm an ardent K-pop follower, okay. But then it should not interfere onto our goals, right? So you need to balance it. So I'm only saying balance. I always say when you're doing your time management also, you don't have to say I would only study. As students and youth, you need to also have beautiful memories of what you did when you're 20s or you're 18 or you're 14 or 15. But it all boils down to choices. How healthy are your choices, and how much is those choices helping you to have a beautiful life in the future? So that's the trade-off. So today you're going to waste your time watching all of these and making all those tweeters and YouTubers and weavers and all of those guys multi-billionaires at the cost of your own life. That's the call you need to take, Ashtay.
That's so cool. Now, you also spoke a lot about youth and about the whole mindfulness aspect towards it. And ma'am, now that you also spoke about how you design curriculums, in the cities we've come to accept mental health and all these issues which are popping up because of, like you said, we have lost motivation and we have we hide behind the virtual systems and things like that. So in cities, yes, we do acknowledge these mental issues which arise because of these things too, but in rural India especially, people still don't think mindfulness and mental health to be an actual thing. They just assume it's something that's made up in television or by city folk, as they like to call us. But then again, how can you advocate this whole mindfulness and this whole mental health in rural areas? And since we have Kanyathon coming up, right, which mainly caters to the rural audience and to girls especially there, and we still know that in villages, girls are still not given as many opportunities as men in cities do. That is still a challenge. So how would you incorporate this whole mindfulness and wellness and motivate those people to come up to a certain level with keeping whole Kanyathon aspect in place now?
See, mental health is a very, very loosely used word, okay? So mental health is a continuum. Okay, it will be from, if its left side is very poor to the right side being very good. So across your years, anything can happen to anybody, where mental health is one aspect, where physical health and mental health are one side of both the coins. If these two are not working in tandem, definitely you will not be living a very happy life. So the signs that life has a lot of setbacks, right? We always have ups and downs. But if there is a place where you're continuously demotivated, no matter what, you're not able to control yourself, you're always, whatever you're interested and you're today not interested in doing those aspects, you're not getting good sleep, you don't have motivation to eat also, and you're always in the past. So if any of these signs, or you have a lot of racing thoughts where you can't just sit and do certain things, the very fact that you want to do some things brings anxiety in you to a level that you can't control yourself. Some people have anxiety to a level where they can't wake up from the bed without having a pill, kind of a thing, in cities like Bangalore. But at rural, though the intensities of these will be lower, but if your kids, whoever is watching, if you see that you are not in a place to manage yourself, control yourself, then it's time for you to first do certain primary things, okay, to take care of yourself in terms of making you a little more feel good. We need to always, 70% of the times we need to feel good in a day. If that's not happening, and feeling good is not by going through your guilty pleasures, okay, by me feeling my day has been productive, and anything that stops you from doing that, then you always have to first talk to people. Talk to your mummy, daddy, your amma, tangatai. If that's not there, go and talk to your grandparents, because you will have access to them. If that's not also possible, then go and talk to your primary centers, okay, because today, because of government initiatives, the primary care centers are also equipped with slightly possibilities of understanding that if that's something which is slightly because of disappointments, or you do have certain elements of it. So are you leaning towards this red, as I said? So if you have, they have care to give you in terms of medication stuff. It is getting into a psychiatric conditions. Probably you have signs of cleaning, whatever, being overly ruly. Andre wash ಮಾಡೋದು hands, and you need to want to have an urge to wash your hands. You want to smoke. Without smoking you can't survive. So today it could be cool, but there is a condition where on every ganjai packet or every packet you use, there is always a disclaimer that it's injurious. When you go to movies, there's a lot of shows with Rahul Dravid and all those prominent personalities talking about how it is leading to cancers and all. So youth may have some risky tendencies, okay, because that's how they grow. In the form of fledgling, they do have risky behaviors, but then always have a thought that if I have to stop it, do I have ability to stop it? Because the downside of India is that we still don't have enough support for dealing with the addictions or dealing with all of these conditions which we get into. We still don't have big support, and don't think that it's very common for you to think that it can happen to others, but it may not happen to me. But always take it with a pinch of salt, that if it happens to you, what is going to happen to your family, to yourself first. So you and your brother probably, and you're doing nothing, and your brother, on virtue of they staying on goals, they've achieved something. So how would that life would be for you? How would your parents take it? How your village people will take it? So have that into consideration, and whenever there is a place where you think I can't control myself, that's the last check. Please reach out to people, see how you can take steps towards getting yourself into a healthier conditions. And for those who always say girls and boys and unequal opportunities, I don't think so, okay? It's all matter of you being consistent, okay? In case if you want to really do, nothing can stop you, okay? It's all matter of conversations, it's all matter of communication. You can enroll your parents into your vision, your mission. You can always tell them, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to do. So I don't think that today, as I worked extensively in rural India either, I don't see any people who is really discriminating between their boys and girls, at least in Karnataka. I'm not talking about states like Rajasthan, where still there is a lot of biases towards boys versus girls. But at least in Karnataka, I haven't seen much families who are, all of them want youth to be, they say, ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಓದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. Pardon me for my Kannada. So, but that's the crux, right? Everyone wants their kids to grow, and they don't. And India, is we are very blessed to have parents who are open to fund their kids. Okay, so youth, since you are watching this and you compare your life with the Western countries and you want to eat those pizzas and burgers and then see that we want so much independence for ourselves, also understand the point that in the West, the parents don't fund them. They themselves fund by working hard. Okay, so then they can have the gutsy to say that I make my own decisions. So here you can't say that for your educational needs your parents have to support you, but they don't have to interfere into your life. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ injustice ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ you need to be a little more considerate to us parent segment also, right? So please be responsible. All of us want you to be growing on your goals. And girls and boys, doesn't matter. You put your work, you do your 120% best, and then pat yourself for the good job done. And what didn't work, look at things that didn't work, why didn't work, instead of putting yourself that I'm not intelligent, I'm not lucky, I don't have money. You can keep grieving about those reasons, but if you look at all those stars you see outside, even your Virat Kohli or you're the Miss Universe or all those pop idols you follow or all those authors we follow, they also have a lot of other things that could pull them down. They didn't give up. So why should we give up? When we are following our idols or anybody we are following on YouTube, all of those have gone ahead by not giving up. So if we are watching them, at least one thing we could take from them is that we should also not be giving up for ourselves, right? Try it out. It's not too difficult, You'll feel happier when you're actually achieving your stuff and you feel that you've done so much more than what you could actually do. So I would say you are much, much more capable than you actually give credit for. All right?
Ma'am, so now there is an increase in obesity and type 1 diabetes among teens and among the younger people also. So how is that going to affect your mental health in general, and what advice do you have to combat that, ma'am?
Yeah. See, it's very unfortunate that youth in India, very young age, as low as 14 years or 15 years, are getting into obese, and then type 1 diabetes, which is a classic sign of you eating more carbs and burning less carbs, isn't it so? So what would we say? And when we are increasing this, if you are unhappy, what we usually advocate is just go for a stroll around your block, okay, or do something which can bring you some mood boosters. So physical exercise is one of those most important aspects that can bring happiness to you whenever you're feeling low, or in order to make yourself more and more confident in the way you look and feel. And unfortunately, after say we hit puberty, after you go out of your 10th grade, because we are all in the race of marks and grades when you're doing your boards and POC and stuff like that, we somewhere lose out on this habit of all the youth, if you say boys and girls, even when we are from rural India or we are in urban India, we do have playgrounds, we do have a lot of sports that's integrated into the curriculums because it's so important. But then after we come to grade 10, especially in rural India, girls, because you hit puberty and then there is no access for you to run and play and jump around, slowly the girls in India are slowing down in terms of they being active physically. And then when it comes to urban kids, there are a lot of race of grades, a lot of competitions and peer pressures in terms of we achieving those better grades in those IITs and IIMs and NEET, and then all of this is making the PU kids not having even a minute to work out. And there is a very weird or a very unfortunate understanding of parents that if you are studying for boards or if you are studying for any competitive exams, you should do nothing but only study. Okay, but how, our kids are also humans, they are not robots, right? Yes, they are preparing for exams. That doesn't mean all the time they have to only study, isn't it? Always it is all boils down to how we manage our time. So if you're a parent who's watching, I would advocate them, even tomorrow there's an exam, let them have enough breaks in between. Let them have some 1 hour of going out and doing for a stroll or a walk or a jog or a cycling or some physical activity they enjoy. And in the evening, let them have 1 hour of time with their friends, because the problem is we are human beings, we are social beings, we need people, we need to have those physical interactions. We know what happened to each one of us during those pandemic and social isolations, right? Do we want our kids to be subjected that for eternal years till they complete their engineering or MBAs and stuff like that? No, right? So they deserve that break. And when we as parents exhibit that features on we being physically fit, then it gives an indication to our kids also that my mom, dad are physically fit, so I should also be physically fit. If you see rural boys, they're very fit. Why? Because there are a lot of activities they do. But of late, with the predominant culture of these pizzas and burgers, which is all maida, right? And if you look at what we are eating, it's all predominantly carb based, and we're not working out, which is leading into all of these obesity and the fat deposits getting accumulated. See, there's a reason. You have a thyroid deficiency, obviously you will become obese. So that's a condition. But this is not what we are talking, okay? We are talking about youth. Because of not working out, they continuously putting on weight, and when you are already obese, you're always having this lethargic feelings towards running your life. And if you're not fit, if you're not mingling with people, obviously that will pull your happiness. So the best way to combat this obesity or the raising type 1 diabetes is to find exercises or activities that you enjoy. Okay, if you once you know that, okay, I like, say, can I say about your Kanyathon? Really, I like that.
Sure.
Okay, there is this program called Kanyathon these guys are doing. That's the reason I'm here actually, because it's a special program which I really loved, a cause which all of you youth can run for educating girl children. Okay, you do have girls, you do have youth from rurals. I heard that it's in Kolar, right?
Yeah.
Kolar, some four colleges?
4 to 5 villages.
So that's great, right? 4 to 5 colleges, these guys, this, similar youth like you guys, they're all coming together. The gentleman here, the lady over there, and the person who is shooting me there, they're all come together to organize this event so that most of you youth can know about this program and see how you all could run. So what best way to contribute to your own physical fitness along with running for a cause, so if running is not your cup of tea, you can walk. Okay, the cause matters. Okay, and we doing something from our end, like you used to do that PUBG, right? And for those 10,000 steps, what did you do? We used to look at our PUBG apps and just keep running. Similarly, you could do that here either, but that contributions towards it would go for a better cause, which is something amazing. So apart from Kanyathon, okay, even if that's something that's not calling you, I would definitely say that your body is a temple, isn't it? You are here till the time you are here in this planet, beautiful planet called Earth. You are with your own body, and you know what happened with Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, right? He's the richest bull there, but then you do see his body and fat. And he has got like beautiful in his office. If you have seen some YouTube channel and if you're following him, he has a beautiful place, on those super upper Ghats of Western Ghats, where he has super house where you can see the sunset and all that. Has millions and millions in his bank account. No health. I'm so sorry. No health. So what enjoyment is that? So instead, if you can, respect your bodies, know what all your bodies can do. I agree, your body may not be the same as what your friends' bodies are. Maybe you wanted to have a more beautiful appearance, you wanted to have more height, more slimmer, more toner faces and more charismatic faces. That's fine, that's part of you. What makes you is you, isn't it? So there are certain things which you can change in yourself, which is like your your weight. So if you're somebody who is already obese, or if you're somebody who is already not so happy with your body image, understand that there are things which you can change, which is like this, and there are certain things which is like your height or your facial expressions. We don't want to be under the knife to make ourselves loving ourselves, right? This is who we are, and those things which you're thinking as insufficiencies or imperfections is what makes you. Okay, we don't have to impress everybody, right? I mean, at least you being people will love you for who you are, and if they don't love you, that's their loss, right? That should be our attitude. And for that, why should we fall into the societal norms of what Indian beauty should be, or Indian male should be, or a girl should be? Instead of that, love yourself, treat your body like a temple, be very, very mindful about what you're putting inside it. I would not say, oh yeah, if you are Bangalore youth and we want to party, we want to go pub. Yeah, do it. Of course, you need to do it, but balance it. If you're looking at eating some high carb food, go for a run. Go for certain things which can burn that fat, and then you can enjoy your life. Today you're 20s or 18s or 16s, but look at you at the age of 50, 70. How do you want to live life? Is that you wanted to have a very adventurous life, enjoying trekking, traveling, going to the best places, because already you'll be very successful, right? So you'll have a lot of money. What would you do with that money now? Do you want to sit and give it to the hospitals, or you wanted to spend time going to Thailand, going to Switzerland, or the remote parts of India and knowing its rich heritage and culture? It all is in you. So today's time, what we are spending on in that fitness, in those gyms or whatever activities, I like Zumba, so I like to dance. I do dance. I like mobility exercises, so it took long time for me. You can say, Teju auntie, you're so fat. Wow, what kind of exercises are you doing? As I said, I'm in my journey. Okay, so when I'm in my journey, you can also be in your journey types. So obviously, you need to understand what you would like to do. How do you want to integrate fitness into your own regime? Okay, and I would definitely recommend, because you're all youth, and if you're a first timer, it will always be fun to run with your own cycle of friends and maybe your own circles. So please check out when that was, you said?
It's on March 12th.
March 12th. So please, guys, make a note in your calendar. It's March 12th. Between?
It happens in the morning.
Morning, what time?
It's about so as ma'am mentioned more about the physical run. We at Jagdish Seth School of Management and IFM institutions are proud to present the 12th edition of Kanyathon, where we run for her, and this run is organized to improve the life of a girl child. And as I mentioned, we have adopted 5 villages in the Kolar district, where we focus more on giving them computer skills and computer literacy and proper English speaking skills too. And as ma'am mentioned, you don't have to run as such. We have running events, as well as for those who can't run, we also have a walkathon, which is the first edition, and you can take part in that too. And ma'am also mentioned about PUBG. So we also have the e-gaming contest for all you e-gaming fans out there. So we have League of Legends, Call of Duty, and also Ludo too, right? So we have something for everybody out there. So I urge all of you to get your friends, family, pets, and come here, and pets too, to Kanyathon, and it starts at 5 a.m. sharp. So book your tickets on the website and come and have a great time. And before we sign off, ma'am, I would like to ask you a few questions. So, how can we stay happy? What are your 5 rules to stay happy? And with Kanyathon focusing more on physical fitness, and how physical fitness in general help build a better mental framework, right? How can we stay happy with, and promote these 5 steps using Kanyathon as a big platform which can integrate the physical fitness with your whole mental framework now?
All right. So guys, if you have watched so far, thank you so much for being with us, and I really appreciate your time, and I hope this would have been a little more inspirational for you to have balance between your physical life, your mental life, and then your pleasure, And as this young kid here is talking, they're doing this fantastic job. So you as youth can join hands, encourage your own friends and these students who are doing something for this cause at this young age, and standing as a role model for all of those other college students to pick certain initiatives like this to really bring a difference. So first thing, I would recommend you guys to participate in it if it is something which is gelling with your cause, which you would like to support. It's probably must be on a Sunday or a Saturday.
Yes,
so
it's on the weekend,
just
so.
for a day, and your few steps could probably help some children out there, some girls, or I would not like to say it as boys or girls preferences, but since this is a cause with girls, it would be really, we would appreciate all those girls out there. Come on, girls types. So we'll all wear those pink color dresses and then walk for this cause. So we could also help other kids to get educated who don't have the privilege to get educated, and they become financially independent as you guys are striving to be independent here. And I really look forward for your participation. Secondly, if you are a student in other college, take this as youth has a lot of power, and you don't they say don't underestimate the power of a common man. So you yourself don't underestimate the power that you guys have. So please have such initiatives in your colleges. When spend some time, you learn a lot. You learned a lot, no?
Yes,
when you're organizing this event.
Yes.
All of you guys, you learn different skills. You like to know what's your niche. So every time you're going beyond and participating in such events, it gives you a lot of opening to new learning. Okay, so the new learning, every day when you learn, how did you feel? You feel energetic. Yes. So that's one of those mantras for happy living. Okay, you need to learn at least one thing in your life every single day. So that's one area where you participating in such extra youth activities can bring forward, apart from your technical skills or your domain expertise. Okay, second thing you may want to do is take care of your emotions. There is a time when we have bad days, there are times when we have good days. Okay, but when you have bad days, you can always say it's all right. It's all right to have a bad emotion, a negative emotion. And now the next thing is what you do with that emotion. Do you always want to hide it, fight it, or do you want to say, make friends with those emotions because they're part of you? So the best way I would say, if you're stressed, if you're feeling low, if you're feeling, I'm not able to stop myself from procrastinating, I want to do this but I'm not able to do any of those emotions. If you feel, the best way to get over it is to breathe. Okay, it might look silly, but it works like magic. So try it out. You could use breathing as what you've been taught in yoga classes, the Samasriti breathing, or you can do your deep belly breathing till that emotion subsides. Okay, because every emotion is like a wave. Okay, it's not like a straight. So the intensity of it with every passing minute, it goes and subsides. So stay with that emotion and breathe till you feel better. Third, what you could do is connect with your friends. Okay, spend time not on virtual mediums but physical mediums. The touch, the way I need to feel belonged in my community. Some sense of belonging is what makes us really happy. So always see if you could have, probably not so much on virtual but physical, but virtual also is fine if there are certain situations, like if the COVID again comes and if you're locked down. So obviously make time for connecting yourself with your friends and family members. At certain times, even though you're youth, you may have this I don't care kind of an attitude. It always is, whenever it's good to have authentic relations with your family members. So sometimes when you know that they're going through some tough times, or your grandmother, grandfather, people out there who care for you, okay, sometimes make time from your precious schedules to call them and say, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Make some time to talk to them and connect with them, okay, including your parents, obviously, not just for when you have a problem, but you don't have to have a problem, but just for the love of connecting with them, please talk to them and spend time with people around you, all right? And the fourth thing I would definitely ask you to do is random acts of kindness. Okay, help people, contribute to yourself, like how these kids are doing here. Contribute your time, contribute money, contribute your knowledge for the empowerment of others. Okay, when you do something for others without expectations, that's one of the reasons why we can be more happier. Okay, anything you do with expectations become transactional. Okay, world is all moving towards transactions, so we don't have friends, we feel lonely. Okay, why don't we have some true relations when you really spend time in the causes you care, like what we are talking right now? If girl and education and financial independence for women is something you relate with, why come here, just partner here, walk for the cause, and start from there. It shouldn't be like one day miracle. Start here and then take baby steps towards improving your contribution. Be it you can participate in charity causes which is close to your heart, or you can start your own charity programs, or you can help your helper's kid. If you're all like degree students, you can help them, somebody who's wanting to learn economics or who's struggling with math in the lower grades. Or you can intern. Internships are very integral for startups. There are many companies who are looking for help in terms of, say, if your marketing is something which is you wanted to build your niche, go and intern in some startups which can offer a lot of spaces. But it need not be always money. It can also be that feeling of pro bono. You learn till you get those skills. After that, the sky is the limit, right? The moment you have skills, the world is ready to offer you any number of crores. So till then, don't think everything that I need to have money, only then I'll offer. No, without expectation, and you can get a lot of satisfaction out of it. And the final thing I would definitely recommend is physical activities. So always 30 minutes every single day. You need to clock 30 minutes of any exercise which is something close to your heart. Okay, if running is something close to your heart, this is some place they're offering. It may look like I'm doing a lot of marketing, but when you're here and you've been with me, it makes sense that you come and talk to them also, and walk for the cause, isn't it? So if that's not your cup of tea, yoga is your cup of tea, figure out that. If Zumba is your thing, go for dance, but make yourself physically fit. So these are the 5 things what I would definitely advocate for you, for all the people out there. And I know all of us want to do all of these things, but we can't. That is the reason we have designed this curriculum called Student Success Program for Youth, where we help from no motivation to how you could be more motivated, how you can manage your time in a more meaningful manner, how you can build your growth mindset, how you can not compare yourself with others, but you celebrate your own strengths, how you could be more mindful about your happier moments and stay strong. So all of these things we have written in this program. So check for yourself, but always make yourself the priority. So I would say, as a parting line, thank you so much for being with me. I really enjoyed time with you, and thank you, Shivam, and all of you guys for calling me here. I hope this would have been helpful for you guys, and love yourself.
Yes. So now that we have come to the end of the second episode of the She for Her podcast for Kanyathon 2023, I would like to ask ma'am for some of the closing remarks.
So please participate in the Kanyathon 2023, which would be for empowering the girl child, and run for her.